Hello everybody, it's Decentralized Dave here, and in this jacket, on this very spot, about 6 months ago, I made a video for you titled "The Influencers Are Bearish, Let's Go Back All In." And back then, Bitcoin was about $28,000 and people thought that was expensive. when you went to forums there, then you could see everybody angry saying this is pump and dump. Nobody's angry today. Nobody's saying that today. 6 months ago. Exactly. And also right there, somewhere there is another spot where in November 2022, that was how many? 1.5 years ago. Actually, it's not that far. It's not that long ago, when Bitcoin was 16,000, and I made you a video here on this channel in this series called FaceTime series. I made a video for you at the crypto screaming buy, even though I myself was very far from being sure whether going all in is the right call, because even I was debating, even on that video on record, I was debating that Bitcoin is still gonna go lower. But then continuously, as I was, argumenting on the video, then I evaluated that even if it goes lower, these prices are actually good enough for me, and I'm just going all in. And also, I gave some more arguments, I believe. Yeah, I haven't watched that video for some time, so I can't recall exactly. And today, on this very magical spot, okay, I would like to talk to you a little bit about my composition, because I know that lots of you are very interested to hear that, actually, because people like to copy. And also, of course, for me, I also get inspired by others. And when I see that the guy is bright, it's at top of his game, or when I think that there is a lot to what he's saying and what he's doing, I also get inspired. So I also follow myself, but also, of course, based on my own research and my my own opinions and views of what's happening. So my composition of my portfolio is as follows. There was a big shift in my portfolio about 3 weeks ago when I actually cut the biggest position of my portfolio, LYX, because it became a loser, and I wasn't sure how long is it going to be before it recovered. But I'm still very, very convinced that LYX is going to recover. So I'm watching it closely, and I'm really on the tiptoes. So I'm able to come back to it in the right time, but it still hasn't recovered. It's tremendously depressed. Everybody's capitulated. There are no sellers. Actually, yes, there are still sellers, because LYX is gonna get the locked tokens from Liquid. Liquid is actually one of the issues why also LYX became so depressed. And once people are so just furious and everything, so once they get their tokens from that staking service from Liquid, lots of people are still gonna capitulate and dump. And that's also why I believe why market maker is still depressing the price and keeping the price so depressed, so down. It's waiting for these last guys to capitulate, and after that I think there's gonna be very strong uptick, but I'm not sure how far it's gonna go. However, yet again, my composition. So there used to be, before the shift, there were 4 big positions, and then I had quite few kind of wild card positions. What I do is that majority of my portfolio I split into the projects that I knew the most about and I follow very closely, and I feel like I'm the most at top of them, of what's happening in them. And the rest of the portfolio I swap into small positions of some wild cards where I think there are explosive potentials, okay? The 4 major positions, I will not mention the wild cards, that's way too many, but the 4 major positions as they were in the portfolio were LYX, Extra, Chromia, and Doge. I'm not gonna go down deep why Doge, but basically I don't believe it's a meme anymore. I see it as a blue chip, actually. And also during the current times, I also think it's confirmed, because Doge has not, it's doubled, but the memes have tripled, quadrupled. Even Shiba Inu went up more than Doge. Shiba Inu is a pure meme in my opinion. So I think that also my theory is being slowly confirmed. Doge moves slower. It's not just because of the big market cap. No, Shiba Inu has the same market cap and it moved way more. So I don't think Doge is meme anymore, actually. I now put it into the same category as Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's how I treat it. And so these 4 positions were my main positions of the portfolio. And then after the shift, because I cut the loser, I didn't wait that much longer, even though I didn't know how quickly will LYX recover. So I was taking a risk because I was essentially capitulating around $6.50 or so with the majority of the people that capitulated. So I was taking big risk, but also the experience also taught me to act fast when something turns into a loser. And the biggest problem was that LYX was my biggest position. It was not a wild card. So as soon as I saw that, I knew something was wrong and I had to do that. And it has proven so far to be the right decision. Of course, once LYX comes back on track, maybe it's gonna catch up very quickly and I won't be able to come back to it. So that remains to be seen. So I don't want to draw the conclusions prematurely. But before this cycle is over, I do think that LYX is actually going to turn into a winner again. And where I rotated, I've already mentioned in my previous video from the middle of the forest, I rotated from LYX into BOBO and PEPE. Actually PEPE and then into BOBO somewhat. Because I discovered these memes and I do believe that the PEPE should be the biggest meme in crypto. So it should overtake Shiba Inu in the future. I'm not sure if it's gonna be this cycle, but probably this cycle, because these things, once they gain momentum, that's their biggest chance to shine. Immediately when they have the momentum, not the next time. The next time it's like with all the tokens is like that. Like whenever you're trading a token of the previous cycle, you're taking a way bigger risk. Because all the tokens are just not attractive anymore as much, and with memes it's double the case. So I rotated into PEPE and BOBO. It was already in the middle of the exponential pump. You can check where I released the last video in the forest. It was like 2 weeks ago or so, and I believe that the BOBO and I mean PEPE still like doubled. The thing is also that what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to actually swap between these two, because there is a lot of capital exchange between PEPE and BOBO. And the thing and they're also interconnected with the founders are interconnected. And how this is probably working is that once they make money on PEPE, more or less, then they spill some portion of that profits into BOBO. And BOBO has a way smaller market cap, like 30 times lower. 30 times lower. Even though also BOBO is as a meme is way lower, smaller than PEPE. PEPE is the meme that is everywhere. Okay, everybody's promoting PEPE all the time. Even my young friend, 16-year-old, was making his own Minecraft gaming channel. He was promoting PEPE by using it. It's just crazy how huge PEPE meme is. But however, the swaps between these two have not been going very well for me. Actually, I would have done better if I wasn't swapping at all. But there is a learning curve to it, so I believe this is a price I have to pay. I still believe there is a tremendous opportunity in swaps between these two, but I have to really crack it. I haven't cracked it yet, so to be profitable from that. However, if one goes up, if PEPE goes up, then presumably also BOBO goes up. So, and if one goes down, BOBO will go down even more. Okay, so yeah, there is also that. However, yeah, we are now confirmed all-time highs. Bitcoin has confirmed over 70k. So yeah, this is the year of the bubble, or so it should be. It is not still clear to me yet where is the end of the cycle going to be, because also the stocks, the general stocks, the traditional stocks, they can break the crypto cycles. Let's not forget about that, and let's respect that. Yeah, I believe that I shared everything I wanted with you for the moment. Also, it probably would be good if I make a video from the computer to have a look at certain graphs, certain charts, certain on-chain analytics, and yeah, I could as well go and evaluate more about why I actually swapped so much into PEPE, because it's pure meme. So this was a really risky thing to do, to rotate LYX into PEPE and BOBO. But I could go also down deeper into it, also using the on-chain analysis there. But I will also mention, I could do it at the computer. If you want me to make that video, I could do that. One thing I will close this video with, however, because maybe now some of you will consider this, consider PEPE and BOBO. Always remember when you are putting money into these things, when you look at the on-chain analytics, always remember that when you check the liquidity, because the market cap and liquidity is something different. And when you check the liquidity and when you check the largest holders of PEPE, you realize the top 10, I don't know how many of them are the exchanges, because PEPE is on quite few exchanges. That is good, but not Coinbase yet. And that is also why I'm in it, by the way, because I think it's going to come very soon. And you know how big that is always for the token price. When you check the on-chain analytics, you will discover that anybody from the top 10 holders from PEPE, I don't know how many of them are exchanges, but not all. Okay, there are some entities, some guys behind some of these addresses, and any one of these top 10 holders can rug pull it in an instant. Can just spread it to all exchanges and just market dump it and just let the market cap go to essentially zero, 100,000 maybe. So just remember this: if you want to put some money into these things, check that whether it's how easy or how difficult is it potential to rug pull that project, and keep that in mind. Although of course then you have to consider, does this entity have a motivation to rug pull it immediate at the moment? Has it, and also, you know, there is a lots of additional arguments, such as that he would actually spoil his own game, because, well, eventually the game is presumably not ending, because we've just broken, like, crypto is not even overvalued. Crypto is still undervalued and hasn't even broken all-time highs, and nothing has broken except for injective protocol or some other stuff, but only Bitcoin is now overvalued. So the game is probably not ending now, and excuse me. And yeah, you have to like ask yourself as well, what would the motivation be of that guy to rug pull it? So there is lots of more, you know, than arguments that would follow, but I just find it important and useful for everybody who is buying these things to consider this side as well and to be aware. So, and with that, have a great time, and talk to you soon again.